Good ladies, evening, gentle people, folks from all walks of life. I welcome you to another stream. An extreme stream. Well, not very extreme, actually. We have just installed an aqua tuner into the third volcano on Frigita. And we need to set up a cooling loop for our batteries and set up the fourth volcano and all of that fun. Should be. Ah, hello, Potat. How nice to see you. Yes, I made the 50. Let us transition over to the game. I hope you are doing well. The laziest Potat. Oh yeah, what's this? Oh yeah, I remember. We were sending steel over, weren't we? Right, let's pop into the map view and see if there's any more coming. I think we sent it all. Yeah, I think we did. Let's just pop and figure out what's going on here. I think we've got to send over some more bits and pieces. Yeah, I've been alright, been busy. Let's get all this. Yeah, I think we might need some more glass here. Something went a bit awry, and I don't think the doors kind of opened and closed in time when the last strike hit. Yeah, a lot of this isn't powered. Look at that. Yeah, look. Oh dear. My word. That's lead. That's bad. Let's change that to a bit of steel there then. Yeah, I think all of that should be steel from there down. Let's also go just a little bit. Oh, I think I just made... I wanted power wires instead. Yeah, that's right. Steel power. We'll go down a little bit further. Right, okay. No, that must already be steel then. Conductive wire lead. Automation wire is steel. Conductive wire is lead. Well, I don't suppose we can change it to steel because we've probably not got any left. Right, so what we'll have to do on this place is we're going to send over some glass and some steel. I think we need some bits and pieces here because this is not looking good. Let's get this. Ah, yeah, see, not enough materials. Ah, dinner's ready. Aha. Well, yes, nice of you to pop in. Thanks for saying hi. And see you when you can come back, whenever that is. Have a good dinner. Like food. Let's make that a bit higher priority. And then that's a 7, and then that can be a 6. This correct. That can give them something to be getting on with. Now we have to pop to Lavini. We have to send over some glass, which is in our little room here. Oh, been a couple of days and I've forgotten what the heck I'm doing. Right. Oh, save game already. Oh, crikey. I forgot the delights of the one cycle save. Should I risk pushing it up to maybe a 2 or a 3? No. Don't get too carried away. I think we could probably do a 2-day instead of every single cycle. That's just annoying. Right. Okay. So we need some glass. So we need where's glass? That will be under manufactured. Yeah, okay. Power use is high. Okay, we know. I don't want 4 pieces of glass. I want about, 2,000. How much glass have we got here? Let's just check. Do we have glass? We got 3,800. Yeah, let's make let's send 3,000 over. 3,000 glass, and I want to send a bit of steel over there. We should have 36 tons of steel, so we can easily send 5,000 steel over, can't we? Yes, we can. 5,000 steel. Right, that will get put into those bins. We'll let them get on with things. And what we're going to do, we're going to use some of this supercoolant. We haven't actually, have we powered it? Oh, I don't remember powering that. Yeah, I think it relies on the fact that not everything is running at once. Because if everything here ran at the same time, and a lot of these things we never bothered using anyway. So I think we'll be fine running that pump. We're going to run. Hopefully I didn't take the pipage down. No, we didn't. Still goes to there, see? So we're going to tap onto this pipe. Yeah, but we're going to move this a bridge. We're going to bend a little. Shall we make it out of? It'll be something that they can actually reach, isn't it? Can we reach sedimentary rock? I believe so. Probably. Who knows? We'll come over to there. Oh. Well, that was a fat lot of good. I wanted to... well, it was being constructed. They just stopped mid-process. I wanted to put that on while I'm here before I go back to frigita and carry on. But that means I need somebody to actually come and do this. Thank you. Let's make this one out of granite. What's this? Sandstone. Yeah, well, that can be sandstone there then. Now, I don't want this just pumping willy-nilly, so to speak. So let's just, you know, do a bit of this and a bit of that. Oh, that's waiting for more red bolts, and this is going to take its sweet-ass time for red bolts, isn't it? So let's go... how hot does this get? Very, very, very hot. I don't want sour gas. That's not a good plan for me. I think this is going to melt again. I think it is. Damage overheated solar panel. Well, yeah, that one. I think we'll deconstruct it and rebuild it. Otherwise, it will just use up all our glass. We've got to dig that out as well. Yeah, don't keep using up all our glass because it will just continue to overheat. And that's not much fun for anybody. Oh, did we drop that glass and lose it? Okay, well there are little images of glass around. Yeah, don't get shot by red bolts, will ya? In the head. Let's get the heck out. I gotta run. Oh, that just... just hate it when they do that. Right, please deconstruct you. And you can repair that one. Right. Okay, as long as these get done... this is the main thing, right? Let's cancel some of that so that we are allowed to build. No, I'm still not allowed to build. Right, now we might be allowed to build that one there. That's the important one. Yeah, that's the one I want done. Do that one, please, because then it will get full scan coverage then. Well, he said, but I think if you click on these, we actually need to power these three. Yeah, I think we do. We're going to have a little dig session there. Pop a ladder there. It's a bit risky because they can get stuck on top of the doors. Right, now we've finally done a few preparations. We can get back to here and maybe send over the materials that we wanted to send. Where are they? Oh, they're here. Oh, that's good timing actually. We can drop that glass in. And we can drop that steel in. I hope it moves the steel first, just for the sheer fact that when this door opens, that will drop down. So let's make sure that's not going to happen for a very long time. I want to get all that steel swept out. Yeah. So we're going to activate that. I think what I'll do, if I was to redo this design, I'd probably just power it so that when this door is open, that is off. And as soon as that door closes again, this is all active again immediately. So this can just run all the time. Yeah, we've got stuff being sent, and it is sending all the steel first. Which is good to know. It should easily eat through that lot. It might take a little bit of time. I don't think it's going to send all the glass in this session. It might do. We can always move that to like there. Then move that around a bit more. Even more active duration. There we go. As long as it's active when that is not active, so to speak. When this is on, that one's off. And vice versa. That'll be the main thing. It's nearly through all this steel already. Good job. Yeah, they're going to get a bit of radiation. They're not going to be very happy about it. But that's such is life. You've got to get on with it. Sorry, guys. How are we doing for petrol? Gonna have a full tank here. I think once that tank gets down to 25%, it'll send over some more. That's nice. Yeah. We have to make a way of letting this hydrogen out. I might put an airflow tile right there. I don't want them getting through. An airflow tile should be doable. Okay, we'll leave that junk to be whatever. Okay, so there is mud and there is abyssalite and stuff in here. Kind of want to get rid of that. Oh, there's a bit of iron. Ah, you can have that. Okay, so we want to get rid of sleep only. I want to get rid of abyssalite. Yeah, if I can ever get down to abyssalite. No, that's not manufactured, is it? That's not an ingredient, you muppet. Not a blast shot. It's a miscellaneous. There you are. That mud, I believe, is up here somewhere, isn't it? Rust. Bitter eggs. It's not an egg. Clay and dirt. Not filtration. Where the heck is mud then? I've forgotten. Is it down in the... there we go. It's organic. So that's mud. That's abyssalite. And that should take care of most of that junk. Okay, good. So we'll leave this to get done. They won't be very happy about doing such things. But we'll leave it to get done. Right. That's all been done. That's cleared this off the door. Because if this bit drops, it doesn't matter because it'll land there. When the door closes, it will just pop back up there again. As long as they don't sweep it up. But, yeah. Now it's sending glass. Good. We'll be able to go over to Ila and fix that problem. Let's go back to Frigita. See what is happening here. Stuff is getting removed from the volcano. What is on here at the moment? Just soul, abyssalite, all sorts of junk is on here at the moment. Yeah, look at that. I think it's sweeping out everything except for. So what we need to do is we need to come over under here and power this aqua tuner, but we also need to run the pipe for it everywhere where it's got to go. This door is no longer going to be necessary as long as we're not coming back in here, and we've put 2 sweepers in this one. We're definitely not coming back in here. Oh man, that's saving already. More drinks, more drinks. And it always pauses with a bizarre noise, doesn't it, while it's saving the game? With some weird, strange sound. Aha, I believe we're in, Captain. You're in. What about you're in? Okay, let's deconstruct that one there. Bring the ladder back up to there. Then we can get across. I guess we can get rid of that. Okay, we are going to build a bottle emptier back on there again, please. Thank you very much. Then we'll need liquid added to this. We'll need a pipe. Plumbing. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to add it directly to the cooling loop. So we're just going to bring it out of here and down into there. And I don't know where the cooling loop's going to run just yet. This is currently not actually working. We do need to put a mop order in, but I don't think she's going to do it. Last time it said she couldn't reach it. We want to put some petrol here, at least. I think that's probably the best idea. We're going to have little bits of mopped up petrol lying around. Right, good. We'll place that there, and then that way she can still get over. We'll place another ladder. Pardon me, right there, please. Thank you very much. Honestly. What have we got steam pressure wise? 20 kilos. That's not a lot, is it? No, it isn't. We'll chuck out all the junk. There is some ice in here still, so we'll wait for that ice to melt. It is warming up. I'm just hoping we can chuck out all the crap out of here before it does. Make sure that I believe iron is not on the menu. I won't put anything stupendously hot. Come on, that's ridiculous. Make the bin scroll thing wider. You can actually see it. Refined metal is completely off. Okay, good. So it's just tidying up. It's just getting rid of all the crap. I need to turn the volume down. That is very loud for me. I am shouting over it. Okay, good. I don't know if we're going to need this. We'll wait until this 19 tons of ice decides to melt. If it ever melts, is it going to melt? There's a temp shift plate there. It should get the heat off of this one and off of this one. And that should be melting very rapidly. Anything above like that. Oh, that's the wrong one. It's this one. Right. So if it's below 128 degrees, it's getting ejected from the system. So there we go. Excelente. And yeah, I can't suppress that. Because if you suppress a thing on here and it's up here, then you can get rid of the symbol for it. So can't really do anything, can I? That swept it all out. Yeah, look at that. All the glass is all gone. Let's pop to Actually, let me go back to Lavini one moment. Buzz down to our room of doom and gloom and make a bit more glass. I think I'm going to want make another 99 glass. And then I would like some supercoolant, please. Make 99 supercoolant. But this time, I'm going to come back up here. I'm going to turn off this. I do not want you dropping it in there yet. We might fire it over. I don't know. Can we fire it over as bottles? Are you going to go what? You're going to be shot across the world? Huh? No? 17 Red Bulls. I don't think it's going anywhere, is it? Look how hot this is. Stupendously hot. Okay. We definitely need to run a bit of a cooling loop over here. How are we gonna do it? Right. We come down here. Here's our cooling loop. What material do we have lying around? A lot of it. We can just use to build with. Let's see what we got. We got regolith. Radiation, I don't care. Okay, fine. There's tons of regolith, but I don't think you can... Plumbing. Liquid pipe. I think you can build it out of regolith. Granite, sandstone. No, I don't believe so. Why is there so much regolith here? Gold, amalgam, iron ore, fertilizer. Mafic rock. There's 14 tons of mafic rock. So let's see. Plumbing. We make it out of mafic. No. Granite, igneous, sandstone, sedimentary. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to check. How much is there? 13 tons of igneous. We're going to make it out of igneous. Plumbing, insulated pipe. But yeah, we will insulate it up to the top. Where's igneous? Igneous rock. Right, so it comes into these two turbines, comes back out here. We might as well utilize this pipe because I don't think it's doing anything. So we're going to steal this pipe. That bridge can go. Goodbye, bridge. So the water's going to go up this pipe. It's going to go... Where is it going to go? Go across to the right. Yes. And I don't think this pipe is being used either. Nope. That's an empty piece of pipage. A relic of the past. We're going to use that. Oh, it's only radiation. I need to tell that off. Should be fine. So if I'm going to come up by one in the wall, straight along here to there, we're going to deconstruct this tile and deconstruct that. Now, I do not want this firing when they're in here. So for now, we are going to cut the power, I think. How close are they to going? They're going to melt anyway very, very, very soon. So I don't care. Don't matter to me. I'll just work here. Alright, so the power is cut. The liquid pipe is placed in. We're going to go plumbing. We'll have a bit of radiant pipage. What are we going to use? We've got gold. We've got aluminum. Where is aluminum? Aluminums. We'll go right to there, including those tiles. They will be replaced. And then it will come down. Now this pipe is where we're going to be sending liquid up. So I don't really want to go into that. Should we just double back there? Might as well. I mean, it's not pretty, but yeah, it doesn't need to be pretty, does it? And then it needs to come back down to this point where it was coming out here. It will go up, and it will come back down to this point where it can rejoin where it was. And there should be enough polluted water in the system. There is only a little bit in here. That's it. Maybe we can pump some back into it from here or something. We're using it to pump into these three, but they're not really getting enough. So I've disabled these two. Only this one that's being fed polluted water, but it's not enough to grow properly. And we do want to get rid of this layer of water because I do want to join these two rooms together at some point. So we do want to fill that. I've got a feeling we're going to need to because that's only got 780 kilos in it. But then we've also got quite a lot in here, so that's fine. I think we're good. I think we're actually good. Yeah. No, that's good. Everything's happening. This is emitting steam, which is making this get nice and hot and toasty, but the spike into the water seems to be really working. Though I never did get around to building this, did I? Okay, fine, right. Concentrate, constipate and conflagrate. And some other words. Which I'm in the wrong place. Where am I? What's my name again? Who am I? Right. Let's deconstruct that, please. Let's deconstruct that, please, and the door. They can all go. Now, we need to find what's the best material around here to build out of. We've got some sandstone lying around. There's granite here. There's granite right here. So we're going to dig that up, I think. Yeah, we'll dig along there. Dig that granny out. Dig that out there. That should give us a little supply of granny granite. Excellent. I'll cancel that one just for now. Right, so there will be... There's an insufficient igneous rock there, so we'll get rid of that. We'll just make that out of a bit of granny granite. Excellent. Perfect. Right, she's gone to bed at the moment, but right, I do want her to put these Atmos suits back in the rocket, which is very annoying. View interior. I want them in here because she could potentially get stuck in here. Errands not allowed by schedule. Well, that's fair enough. But when you get up, the first thing I want you to do is put them in there. So we shall let her catch her 40 winks. A little bit of shut-eye. La 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 la. Okay. And as soon as she wakes up, I'm going to make these a highly important job. Put the repaired suits in this box. If her suit was to have a break when it's sat right there, and all the repaired suits are outside somewhere, she's going to be screwed. She's not going to be able to get to the repaired suits, so she can be trapped in the rocket until I realise there's a problem. We need them brought back into there. Ah, game saves take forever. Hopefully, next series I should have a new computer, so it'll be a lot quicker. With any luck. No pending deliveries. What do you mean, no pending deliveries? Atmos suit. That doesn't make sense. Okay, let's check that they've been fixed. They are definitely repaired. Atmos suit durability 100. Insufficient resources. Atmos suit. I think it's because... No. I think it's probably because I've got to click sweep on them. Make sure this is not set to clothing. Gonna do it now. One suit, two suits, three suits. And she's going the correct direction. Hopefully that's a good sign. Beautiful. Well done, you. Put them in the box and come back. That's perfect. Right. I like to see that symbol. That symbol I don't mind. Alright, she's getting some granite dug out, which will be in the right position for where we need it. What's on here? Sedimentary rock. Conveyor rail's got ice on it. Why has the conveyor rail got ice on it? I thought liquefiable wasn't ticked. Well, that's stupid, isn't it? Why would I have done that? Because that was ticked from last episode. I must have not unticked the ice. Because basically, I want it to take out anything that isn't clean ice. That ice and no can stay. Polluted ice. I think crushed ice can stay, but I don't think we've got any, and I don't even mind brine ice staying. Yeah, that will all drop out of here now. Anything that's already on the rail is going to stay. That's a pain. I'd rather have left that in there. But some of it is melting. I see a little layer of water. I just don't like it running in a vacuum because that's going to overheat. We need this to melt. We're going to have to, I think we're going to have to stop it for a minute. Are we going to have to go power? I'd rather stop it by snipping the power so I'm not confused what to tick and what not to tick anymore. Power. Let's snip that one as well. I forgot there's two in here. We'll leave that to empty because these are going to overheat. Look, 105, 102. Because there's no steam, it's all condensed. We need this baby to erupt and put some steam back in here. Once it gets up and going and all the crap has been got out of here, including the 10.5 tons of iron there that's at 599 degrees. Yeah, you won't be able to run, mate. There's not enough steam. Just keep chunking that out. Get rid of it. Yeah, that's a shame. Is that salt coming out? Yeah. I don't mind salt coming out. We can't run this equipment with no steam in there. It'll overheat. We'll have to come back in. I'd rather we didn't have to come back in. Now I've cleaned up the... I've actually cleaned up the door where we came in by, so I'd have to put another liquid lock. It's not a problem. I would rather avoid it if I can. And another liquid lock there. I wouldn't use a metal door this time, so that's a bonus. We can deconstruct that bit of wireage. It can go. Right, we'll have to wait until this erupts before I trigger that again. It's got 275 degrees, so it's all right at the moment. We caught it in time. There's ice, there's iron. Yeah, it swept out a bit of the ice. We're keeping this in place because I think that's going to be way too much ice. Right, while that's happening, let's get our cooling loop going. I like to dig into here, just as far as that pipe there, so we can bring it down. And then this pipe is the return, so this is going to be from... I think we'll probably go through there last, and then on the way down here, there. And then it will get cooled, it will run around all the turbines and all the batteries, and then it will come back up here, round there, and down. So should we build it in reverse? I think that might be a good idea. I'm going to put it on there, and I'm going to just do it as a 6. And yeah, we'll make them insulated and see how we go. So we'll have to come up to... now, presuming it can go like that. Now, did she mop that? Because I swear I put a mop order right there. So I need to know that that can be actually mopped out. Because I want to get rid of that polluted water out of here. Is that still... I bet you she swept some up and put it in there. Raining inside here. Raining. Right. La 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 la. Right. Yeah, I think I'd put something that's off-gassing down there. That's fair enough. That's fine. I don't care. It's all good. I like to have this ladder continue along and up to here. It would be much easier for building things and around the map. So if I prioritize that up to a 7 and then dig, come on, let me click. Pick a dig like that, let's say, and then priority those two to a 7. Yeah, then she can build the ladder. Yeah, it'll drop some more bleach stone down, but it's fine. We'll clear it all up at the end. Bit of starvation. Oh no. Can't reach any errands. PLS Renvoy is unable to find a job to do. I'm sure you'll find something, because he's trapped in the base on Lavini. He's not allowed out. While she's busy doing that, let's pop over to and I would like to pop in our replacement solar panel again. Pop in that and deconstruct that bit of glass there, please. Bring that along to there, and we'll deconstruct that piece as well. And I think we'll power. Yeah, it looks like way too much off one wire, doesn't it? Right, we're going to power that, I think. Yeah. It'll be steel. That should be steel down to there. Then it changes to lead after that glass block. That's fine. That should all be steel. There is a little bit of lead there that's probably very hot. Yeah. Probably a good idea to delete this and rebuild it, but I'm not focusing on it long enough, so I want to just get it done. Right, we did put that block back because this water level is rising quite far. And yeah, that's not good. Back to Lavini. And we've got stuff being made, which is good, Let's see if they actually made any pipe work. They're working on it. They certainly are. There's a block there. That does not look promising. I always worry when I see a lump of dirt like that we have an escaped convict. I don't believe so. Don't see anyone anywhere. But yeah, it could have just been a bit of dirt or a bit of sand or something or other. We got cooked into dirt. Let's pop that into there. Cancel that. Oh crap! That didn't work, did it? Do it that way then. Okay, good. That works. Hold all of that. Please, please, please. Now we might want to go. Say. Like that. How are we going to do that? Yeah, I reinstalled the snipping tool I was used to using. Yeah, like that. Somewhat weird like that. Because these don't need it. They don't overheat. Reflectors don't overheat. But these things do. And as long as there's a little bit of steam or something around, it should have something to pass the temperature into the cooling loop. So hopefully that will work. Us will get cut off there and we'll go up this way. Then we'll come around here and go this way. Then back down here. Back all the way down. Single bridge. I usually like to lob a bridge or two on the system. Just so that I know things aren't going to go awry. So let's snip that one off and snip that one off. They can have that little bit of pipe back. Might give them something to build with. Right. Okay, good. We've set little things up to happen on other places, which is nice. Just open my vitamin water, Oshi water. That's what you say when you drop it on your toe. Oshi. There we go. Iodine, zinc, and vitamin B12. But I just like the taste of it. I think it's Japanese or something. Oshi water. Not sure. Probably says on there, but I've got the wrong glasses on. I can't see that. Right. Priorities. Oh, yeah. That also needs to be prioritized up, please. Get that done. The tribute increase. Someone else just got a bonus. Right. Let's go back to Frigilla. Right. How are you doing? Oh, you're just building this last bit here. Right. Good job. Good job. Right. Now, I want to know if she's going to go and do that mop order, or she's going to find something else useless to do. Nope, she's going to dig that out. I didn't think you'd do the mop order because you really hate mopping, don't you? So we're going to put polluted water, I guess. There. Right. You're going to mop? You're going to go mop. No, you're going to go indoors. You'd rather do anything and avoid that moppage, wouldn't you, eh? No, it's fine. Where you gone? What are you doing in there? I just want to be nosy. Just stop already. Weep only. Now, get the out and do your proper work. Look, it's a 1. And you'd rather do that than actually do some bloody work. Look, I don't care what you're going to say. Mop order. Errands. Current errand. Come on. Get your butt and do it. I know you don't like it. I don't really care. Now take your polluted water and run away. See, what she did last time was mopped it, put it straight back in there again. So we're going to go plumbing. Radiant pipe. I think we're going to have to make it out of iron. It just seems only fair, doesn't it? We're going to go like that, like that. There we go. Priority. Yeah, you can make that now. Please, please do it. Now, I think we're going to delete this abyssalite here because I'm going to run that pipe. There. We're going to lower the priority to a 6. Yeah, that's good. We're just going to go like that. Up 1 and a back. Then that way, I think we can just drop in and across. Yeah, we'll do it across for now, but we might put a cooling thing up here. Because we might put a sweeper and one of the opener things up here. But I'm tempted to not bother because I think when this temporal tear is triggered, then I think you have problems because I think you get you start getting meteors. So all our solar panels are going to get attacked, and anything up here will just get demolished. Yeah, they're doing some work out in the open, so they're not very amused about it. They don't like being out in the open, those guys. Right, let's cancel that overwrite, but that should now connect the pipes. So, those ones will be gold. Well, will be iron, because that's what we've got lots of here. They will be radiant pipes. And the power lines, I guess the power has to go... yeah, I think the power is in the... yeah, the power's in the bottom bit, isn't it? Let's have a look on Lavini. That should tell us. Yeah, the power's in the base. Well, that's a shame. Okay, alright. Power's in the... You would have thought the power would be in this end. Virgilia, please. There you go, get your work done. Good job. So yeah, power-wise, we're going to run these 3 here. Or possibly, no, 3. Then we probably want a separate power wire to run them from, or we extend this heavy wire out there somehow. I'd rather not. I think it will just be a case of we'll make this bit out of steel. Yeah, we'll just go like that, I think, down. Deconstruct that one and cancel that one. Alright, because I don't think we're going to pick and choose, are we? Oh, we might do. Yeah, actually, we might pick and choose if we decide that 3 is too many. Yeah, I think we might just do that. That'll do. That gives us the choice of snipping off each one. We do it right across the top. It's kind of like, yeah, you can, because you can snip from that end and work your way across. Okay, fine. We'll do it that way. That's all got to be done. I will prioritise it to an 8. Right, liquid-wise, we're going to be sending over some liquid which will go directly into our cooling loop as it arrives. I think it will get put into this opener, and then we'll just have it directly bridged onto the liquid pipe. So it comes into here, so we want to say send a green signal if it's above maximum, whatever. So it doesn't do anything for the first until we've filled the pipe up or its loop. And at some point on this loop, I would like a liquid reservoir, please. I'd like one of these guys. In fact, that might go right there. Yeah, it might do. Because then I can put 2 tiles there and there. And I can snip that off. Would it be better? Actually, no. I've changed my mind. I'm going to do it directly after it's been cooled. So it will come out here instead. Ah, there we go. I like that idea better. We got enough wolframite. We might save the wolframite because we don't have huge amounts of it. So that will go like so. Into there. And then that will come out of here and become our cooling loop of doom. All the temperature will be averaged at that point. As soon as a drip of liquid adds to a drop, adds to a tank of liquid like that, the temperature is averaged instantly with all of the liquid, which makes it a bit easier. Right, so that needs to have a little bit of polluted petroleum, added to it. Petrol. Current errand. Okay, you go do that while I'm watching. That's useful. Grab yourself a bottle of petrol. Oh, grab yourself 2 bottles of petrol. We don't need a huge amount, but we do need a bit. I think that might be plenty. Thank you very much. There we go. We now have a little bit of liquid. And we have a cooling loop. Because if that was allowed to just keep going, that would eventually heat that up and turn that to sour gas. That's one way of making a sour gas boiler. I was hoping for some puffs. We could start getting some oxygen in here. Alright, so cooling loop is now got to go somewhere. Where is it going to go? So for starters, we need it to come through these turbines, don't we, on its way up to here. I think we'll come straight down. I like it to go there, so we'll come... I don't usually like pipes directly next to each other because then when you go to bridge through or whatever you want to do, they're kind of in the way. Nice to have a gap between them because then you've got a way of doing stuff. So, plumbing. Let's go bridge. Liquid bridge. Now, we don't have a double length bridge in this game, so we're going to have to do that. And snip that off like that. Snip that off like that. And use those 2 dots of pipe. Granite. We're out of granite. Okay, we'll have to do some more excavation. I'd rather leave some of this minus 30 granite that's near to the stuff, that we need. But I do want to dig this section out eventually. There is a big chunk of slime in there, and I've got an idea for that slime for later. So, if we can take 4 off of that, please. Yes, please. And then if we can take a 3 gap there, do that, and then 3, and do that, and then 3, and do that. Boom! Boom! So that's a 9. That can change to an 8. And this row can change to a 7. Actually, those 2 rows can change to a 7. That'll give us stuff to do. Priority. I'd like to get the tank in. And that pipe there in. And these 2 bits in. Just while we're here. So I can see what's happening. That's got to be set to petroleums. You can always get it back out again if she needs it. I'd just rather move the bottles from wherever they are around the map. Ah, game saves. What a pain. Pain in the savage. There we go. Right, so that's got to be changed to petroleum. Okay. Not a hugely high priority, but it will be done when it's done. There you go, get yourself a couple of bits back of granite. You can even have that granite back as well. Heck, you can have this piece of granite if you want it. That'll give you some more granite to use, won't it? Right, while she's got lots to do and digging to do, let's pop back to Lavini. See if they've finished this loop yet. Come on, how long does it take? Crikey. More of you. Ellie's done all that place on her own. You lot, dossing around doing nothing. A vacuuming house, this cooling loop's probably going to be pretty useless. Anyway, we're still going to try. We're going to do something like that. And we're going to pop a couple of the ladders. I don't really want them climbing on it, but they need to be able to reach it. So we're going to have to go like that. Okay, they shouldn't get shot in the head because it should go up at this angle and they're stood here, so they won't get hit. It's not even on anyway, so. Right, what we're going to do is probably try and brick this in as much as possible. Drop some liquid in here. Then the liquid that we drop in, because this is like 500 degrees, is going to instantly turn to steam. But by that point, we'll have a cooling loop running through, and we might be able to cool it all down. But I've got a feeling that's a bad idea. Actually, let's cancel that one. Cancel building you. And we're gonna deconstruct these and rebuild them a bit cooler. Because if we try and do that there with that like that, I think that's going to instantly overheat everything, and it's going to start damaging glass and doors and making things overheat and whatever. So we're just going to destroy them. Wait until the cooling loop is running, because also then, if you had, say, 500 degrees steam in this little tiny space, and then you started running your cooling loop through, you got a risk of breaking the pipes. So we shall place a red bolt generator back there, and there, please. There. Right. I should reuse the materials. No, it's 45 degrees. Yeah. That one needs to point down there. That one needs to point straight ahead. And that one could either point up at that one or straight ahead. Doesn't really matter, because it's got one in front of each. And this one has got to be right. There you go. That's now reset those temperatures. Going to place a tile there. I think we'll leave a space for a door, should we? A door in here. Oh, that'd be adorable. Yeah, no, we'll do that. That means that's got to be changed for one of those one of those ones that go through the wall, the red bolt joint plate. Yes, we'll deconstruct you then, pal. You're going to have to go. We're going to bring out that. I want to bring it out by 2 to there, then leave a gap for the drips. Bring that out to there, and then maybe place a door. I wish I had wooden doors in this game, but no wooden doors. I need a door that will just sit there, and it'll probably get pretty hot. In fact, we could run the cooling loop through it. No reason why not to, eh? There we go. Keep the door cool as well. Right. Oh, good. While you're doing that, then I can quickly put the joint plate back in situ where it's supposed to go. Now, hang on a minute. That's got to go like that, right? Yes. I don't know if we can turn that angle directly up to there like it used to be. Huh. That might be a bit awkward. Not exactly what I meant. We'll see, we'll see. Because I can pop to Frigilia. We used one right here. Red bolt joint plate. Yeah, there's no direction setting on it. It just goes forwards. Okay then. That could be an issue. Ah. This is full of steam again. Got a bit more pressure. 48 kilos. I think we can enable these sweeper things again. Try and get that cleaned up, please. You gonna go? No? Yep. It took them a while to realise. Had to think about it. Had to think about it. So what have we got here? We've got iron. We've got 18 kilos or 18 tons, of ice. And then we've got the hot iron. At the moment, we're just pumping out all the crap that we don't want in here. Salt from the salt water and the brine. And we can get that out of the system. That's fine. Get a bit of power out of it as well while we're at it. Cooling loop is now installed to there. Let's have we got any granite? We do. We're going to come down by one. We're going to run through this lot here. Do we want to go through that as well? Not for now. We're going to come round, down, back around. Oh, we're going to go through these. Ah, we need to do a similar thing here then. Bridge, and then snipping tool. Oops, didn't mean to bring up that. And then come through here. Yeah, we'll be coming back to place some. Actually, that would be better off if we went that way. And back that way. That would be easier. Wood. And then we can come back this way. Yeah. So if we go through these down. Trying to think of the best way to do this. So if we, I mean, I'd normally just run straight back here through the tiles and down because it doesn't really matter. But I'm trying to make this kind of, I don't know, neat. All right, let's do that instead. That way, we've got the possibility to extend it all the way around if we want to. And then, yeah. Then go back up and go into that side. Round here, down, through, down, yeah. Cancel these dots that you don't need. And back down to there, back across. Down to there, back across. Now I think we've got the same situation here. We'd be better off going this way first. So in that case, if I cancel those, we come to here. Ah. There we go. Do want some wolframite tiles just here. Awaiting sedimentary. When did you change to that? Don't change to that. Right. I want to put those wolframite tiles back in situ because I want those, please. So we're working our way backwards. So this really should be the final one to go through and up. Because then we can just come out of that and drop down and go through that. And it's got to come from down here because there's going to be another one down here. So, yeah, that goes across here, down, through these, back up and round those. Right, I think I'm getting it in my head where I want it to go. I don't know how many batteries I want to put in, but we might as well put in as many as we like, as many as we can. As long as we can keep them all cool, it doesn't really matter. Can chuck in a whole load, because obviously we've got to go. We've got to keep, well, try to keep 3 of them powered 24/7. Depending on which volcanoes are active. There's going to be times when there's only like 1 active or none active, so it won't work. But other than that, it should be pretty self-sufficient, really. Now, once that's all been opened, we'll do. We'll have to bridge off the sky, I think, because we'll have meteors from the sky, which will be very useful material, but we want to set up some kind of shooting stuff back. We'll keep all this system and use it for that later on after we've opened this. But that'll be nice, I think. That'll work quite well. So we'll let her dig out some more of this. Let's settle that to a nice healthy 8. Got a lot to dig. I know this is on a 6, so I'll give her plenty of materials to use. Well, I think a chunk of it is going to be not very usable because it's going to be... oh, she might not even be able to reach it. Never mind. Yeah, you'll have to go round now, won't you? That's the other thing I wanted to do is dig. Just the edge tile there all the way down, and the edge of this one all the way down. That'll give you plenty of materials to use, and you can still jump across. Yeah, beautiful. And it doesn't like make the area too warm. There we go. And all of this should be granite or something. This one's sandstone. Okay. The other one was granite. I'll give her some granite to use. There's patches of granite all over the shop, so it's just easy just to dig it all out. But it's containing a lot of cold, a lot of negative temperature. So I don't want to just remove all of that until we've got our loop really set up and in place. Once we've got more of our cooling loop set up, this is minus 67 here. Look at that, brine ice. Wow. Got back to Lavinia and see how that's going on. Right, that's all set up. That's got a door in it. This is all 45 degrees. These are a little bit warmer, but it's not hot enough to flash to steam. Well, this is, crikey, that's hot. Well, hopefully it won't touch that. We're going to drip some, I think we're just going to drip some water in. Yeah, just drip some water in. Errands. I don't want to enable auto bottle because I don't know where they're picking up the water from. There we go. Oh, yes, we do have to arrange this somehow to think back how we wanted it. So that has to go there, through there, through there, through... Yes, we'll have to do it like that. Build that, please, because that only goes straight. You can't adjust the direction of it. Come on, bring in any water. Yeah, Bubbles is. Come on, Bubs. Bring us some water. And also, I'm going to mop that up because I just see a pink spot there. And do you know what that is? Liquid phosphorus. So we need that got rid of. That should drip into here. Is that it? That was pathetic. You wait, that's going to fill with steam in here now. Yep. Do we want any more? Because there's not a lot. Yes, tiny amounts. We want some more in here. Errands, come on, somebody bring us some more water. Look at that. The whole place is now just got tiny amounts of steam everywhere. You mop all of that, then you'll have some water nice and close by to bring in, won't you? Don't you? Don't you wish your mopping was as good as mine? There we go, that's better. It's a bit cantankerous, but it'll work. That will act like a block like this, so that you can put it through a wall. When there's a tile here, steam will be contained within. And our cooling loop will be able to flow through it. In fact, let's see if we can start our cooling loop up. Don't see why we shouldn't. We've got directional flow. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. If we snipperoo off there, connect it in, connect that in, it should flow. This is 24 degrees. It's coming all the way up here. Now, I would prefer this was not sandstone. Let's go to igneous, but yeah, insulated. I'd rather insulate it back down this section because there's a lot of unnecessary heat there that it could pick up. It doesn't need to be cooling down those parts. It just needs to be cooling down around here. Let's also mop up that bit there, which I believe is... hang on, it's not going to tell me. It is nuclear waste. There you go. A little bit of nuclear waste there. Now, I'd like to get rid of that liquid phosphorus somewhere. Where can we dump that? I'd like to dump it into space. So let's dig out that section there. Put a bottle emptier right there, and I think that'll be out of the area. Yeah, that seems legit. That's enough water, please. I don't think we need any more in here just yet. Thank you. What have we got? No, we don't have a lot, but yeah. There's probably more in there than it looks. And here comes the cooling loop, so that should help to condense some of it in this room. I do want to replace that one. I was going to keep these tiles as cold. They'll be actually cooled. The actual tile is cold. I don't think it's very necessary. So it's coming in at 24. Already 55 degrees. Yeah, you got a bit of work to do, haven't you? So how are we going to get to this radiation lamp? Fill it. Now. Automation wire. No. Shipping. Auto sweeper. Now an auto sweeper can see through that gap, you see? Where all the green squares are, the auto sweeper can reach. Problem is we've got an automation wire coming through us to that. We would have to move that. That's not too big of a deal because that's just the power for this section. So we could... how are we going to move it? We could move that to up there and move this wire up in the wall and out. Yeah, that seems better. We'll put that wire up in the wall and out by one. We'll move that up to there. So that one can go. And that way we can get rid of this bit of wire here. Because we don't want that interfering with our our shipping thing. And then what we'll do is we'll put a storage box right there, and we'll fill it with our uranium ore. Or some of it, at any rate. That way the sweeper can just put it in there as and when it wants to. When it needs to. Right, so what have we got in here now? This all cooled down? What's the liquid like? There's not a lot in there, so let's put a bit more in. Chlorine. Let's come down here and go water. Somebody just got an attribute increase. That was good. I think you're going to be there forever mopping, so why don't you stop? And that nuclear waste seems to have just moved over. So why don't we go like that? Yeah, you're picking that water up. You're going to put it in there, aren't you? That's probably quite a lot of water you just picked up. Oh, well. Recycling at its best. It's going to drip straight back in here again. Oh, 200 kilos. I'm not sure we need that much. Yeah, that's probably plenty. Probably. I don't know. Oh, let's put another block there. And if we ever need to do that again, we can just come in and do that. Through the door. Right, let's build all this, please. Everything's got a job to do. And then we can cancel that mopping. Good job, Liam. Thank you very much. Build all that. We'll be back. Once that's done, we put some stuff in there. That should... Actually, we can actually build the automation. No, shipping. We can put the shipping auto sweeper in situ. We've already placed the deconstruct order. That will deconstruct anyway. Ah, save game. Crikey. Getting things done. Come on, game. Come on, game. You can do it. We have faith in you. Come on, you can. Yeah, there we go. Righty. There we go. Perfect. Get rid of that. You can rebuild it there if you... Or not. Why do we keep getting piles of... Ah. Why just here? Nuclear waste. Nuclear waste. So if I prioritize that up, it actually gets done. We can get rid of the nuclear waste there, I think. We'll mop it up and try and shift it. Or it decides to just leak everywhere again. Radioactive. It should be, shouldn't it? Yeah, mostly so. So, power-wise, we do need to power this guy. There's another bonus to moving the blocker up there. That way this can stay powered even though that is off. Not messing around with all the power. Just that bit. And if I change that, I've got a funny feeling that water's going to drip out, and I don't really want it to. I think it would look better if that was like that though, wouldn't it? Yeah, do that. Prioritize that up. There we go, and we'll lock this door. No duplicates allowed in the shooting gallery. Unless they want a very bad headache. Yeah, these keep leaking again. As soon as we mop them up, they leak. So, yeah. Hopefully when that's replaced, it won't do too much. If there was enough space underneath, you could put a tile there to prevent that. Has that all cooled down now? What are we back at? We're back down to 24 degrees coming out of there. Yeah, it just took all the temperature out of that room. Once this starts heating up and the steam gets in the air, it'll cool these guys down as well. Might even be worth sticking a temp shift plate in the middle. I don't know. Maybe. So, let's see if that drops all the water out. Or that instantly blobs there. Some of it came out, but I think we're fine. We're fine. Okay, we'll put another one right there. I can't tidy up this side because that sweeper needs to be able to see through that gap. And that needs to be set to say, now, how much have we got here? Let me just pan over to the darker area of the screen. Uranium ore, we got 1,800. If I set this one to 1,000, right, and I say, what is it? Not a refined metal, that's depleted uranium. Metal ore, is it a metal ore? Uranium ore, there we go, 1,000 kilos of uranium ore can go in there. That won't take all of it, so some of it is left for the other section. We'll be using it. That just means it can be chucked in here and the sweeper will automatically fill that. So we can snip this, connect that, and the sweeper. Oh, it's probably because it's not powered, so it won't bother putting it in there because there's not any power anyway. Interesting. It's definitely covered that square, isn't it? Okay, so that would be powered if we ever get connected. Are we ready to connect it now? I guess we are, aren't we? Yeah, I suppose so. That should all power up now. Yeah, there you go. Look, automatically pops some uranium in and jobs your uncle and fannies your aunt and your sister and brother and somewhat. So if you wanted to stop it, you could put a door here. And because the sweeper can see through the door, when it's open, you could control that door. That would be one way of doing it. I think we can cancel that because that wire is actually in place. So this has got to be kept locked because if anyone stood here when these fire, they're going to get a lot of red bolts in them very rapidly. So we should continue now. Sending materials. How much is left to send? A hell of a lot. And what's left in here? I'm going to drop that steel on the floor. Doesn't send all of that. What's wrong? Building entombment. What's entombed? Oh, that one is. Okay, fair enough. That's a bit of ice fell down there. What sand is it? Can we not place a dig order there? There's technically already a dig order there to place the pipe. So we make the pipe a very high priority. She should. And do that. Yeah. Come on. I might even extend these mesh tiles and get rid of one of the drop ladders. Probably keep, yeah, this one here. Get rid of this one because it only hits the volcano anyway. And we can extend these mesh tiles and have longer areas here. And maybe put a sweepy bot on. Tidy up the mess. Or we can just leave Ellie here to do it. She seems to be having a good time. So once we've got all that steel on the rail sent over, I'm not entirely sure we need it all to be fair, but on the rail now. And what we could do though, actually, I lost my planets. There they are. We could technically do. Snip that off. Yeah, just snip that off. When that does get enough. The only stuff in here is what's already in here now. There's 1,200 kilos of steel and there's another load of it on there. I don't want to wait for all that. So, hopefully this will actually make this water boil eventually. I don't think it's going to. Oh dear. Well, these top ones might melt then. Yeah, they're getting very hot. We might have to just readjust something here. Yeah. I got an idea how we can do that. If we do what I suggested here with this wire, bring it back this way, just a little bit. Doesn't have to go back that far, but just so that, you know, we can see what we're doing. We can put a door here. We can block this from adding any more to the system. Then we can come in there maybe. Yeah. I'll let it fire off one lot because they should all pretty much go at the same time. This one will go a little bit sooner because there's more rads in that area. What's that one? 744 rads. And this one's what? 425, 730, 51. So instead of doing it like that, what we could do is have two here pointing downwards. So they're all pointing like that, like this one is. That way this top one would not be just sat in the heat. Because there's nothing, there's no vacuum. It's a vacuum. That's just going to get hot and hot until it melts. And then it will drop in here and then it will cause a big pool of steam once it does melt. But we could put a door here to control this. That way we'll have a little bit of automation on hand. Turn it off and on if we want to. So we can send dupes in. Because that way these three, even though they will produce less, they will all be cooled by this loop. As long as this loop is going through the water at the bottom, it will keep them cool. So yeah, it's not flashing, is it, to steam? Maybe if we missed that tile out, that bit would flash to steam. Oh, I don't know, because I want to keep that cool as well. So what's the temperature like coming out of here? 24.4. Yeah, that's fine. See, that's going to get hotter and hotter because this one at the top and this one are not getting cooled. So, yeah, I think it's a better idea to do that. We could have potentially 4 here, but I think the one at the end wouldn't get much rads. Actually, no. That one's getting less rads than if we had 2 here facing down. We could just put 1. No, we couldn't. We do need 2. No, we don't. We just need 1 at the end pointing upwards, don't we? Then we could have 1, 2, 3, 4. We could still have 4. It would probably be about the same amount of rads as we're getting now. All from the 1 lamp, but they'll all be pointing downwards. Yeah, let's let it fire off. Should be fairly close. It's on 42. So that we don't waste too much power and uranium. Whoops. I need a new microphone arm. I dare not move this one too much. It might decide to fall over. Then I'll be talking to you on the floor. I'll bend it up and then it'll be sort of all over the place. It'll be like talking to you on the ceiling. And bend it back down again. It will just flop back to the floor again because it's really lost its grip on reality. It said it was suitable for the microphone weight, but I don't think it is. I don't think it is. They're on 43. That one's only on 25. Look how slow that one is. It was on 33. Well, I think we're just going to have to cut our losses. Let at least 2 of them fire off and power in here. And then we can send in the liquid. We're going to send over some coolant. Let's get this pipe going. Send over the coolant liquid. Super coolant. And we'll double check that it's definitely still set to the correct place. Yeah, frigita. Yeah, it's got a lot of steel in there to send, so it's going to take a while. Where's our coolant? There it is. Super coolant. And we've got so many pipes going everywhere. It's crazy. I love it. That's going the right way. It's easy to get a bridge facing the wrong direction sometimes, so just to double check that everything's going the right direction. Yes, it is. Now, is there a like, you know, empty storage button or something? No. We'll just have to let it send that steel over. It's fine. We've snipped the belt now. So I guess it'll pick and choose, or maybe it's first come, first served basis, so it'll send it when it sends it. Right, let's go back to Frigi, the land of the fridges. Here's a blueprint of plugs luglet. Oh no, we want a pufflet. I'll have the pufflet. Yep, I want the pufflet. Hey, that's it. Get going. Oh, what's the temperature like around here? It's not too bad just yet. Not too shabby. Now, I'd like to make all of this mesh tile, but you can't make iron mesh tiles for some strange reason. Yeah, I don't know. You can make them out of iron ore. Niobium, thermium, or steel, or wolframite. But you can't make them out of iron. We got 4 iron volcanoes, and you can't make it out of iron. That is nuts. That is getting lower. Look at that. That's minus 5 degrees now. I think we could probably, that's set to the right temperature, we could probably add iron to the system now. Start chucking that iron out. Where are we? Not iron ore, thank you very much. Nice to just leave it in there until we're ready for it. But, nah, I'd rather just get rid of it. Because that will help melt this ice, I think. Oh, hang on, before that does expand over the... Oh, that's melted that one. Oh, okay, fair enough. No, that's fair enough. Well, we can't use that, but we can use these two here. So we will. And that will help to melt this ice, I hope. We can get a... Well, there's no good using that, is there? Minus 5.4, and now that's going to start flowing right through that tile where that ice is. And that might help ices. Help melt it. Right, it's not going to warm very fast. Not cool, but warm. It's not going to warm very quickly. So we've just got to kind of wait and see, I guess. There's a conveyor rail, 20 kilos of iron at 400 and something degrees. Yeah, on the contents is. The rail itself is about 130. Yeah. I think once this ice melts, we'll have so much water in here, we'll have to let some out. We might end up with too much pressure. So, water goes round, goes into the tank, comes out here. From here, we're going to cool these two. Come down here, cool this, come back up this way. Zigzag through our battery bank, and then go through that one, and then through that one, and then through that one, and back around. Yeah, okay, that seems good. Yeah. No, I don't think you can reach that one, can you? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, you can. Can you prioritise this end then? That's rather irritating. And then we've got to come through and we've got to add some radiant piping, but I believe we can do radiant piping with iron. Yes, we can. So that'll be nice. We'll be able to pop some iron around and just drop in some nice coolant areas. Yeah, this looks... as this is sort of... This ice is melting away. There's not as much there as there looks, because that would be... That would have the submerged icon if there was. There's ice all around here. Oh, I don't mind. It's keeping everything cool for now while we're building the system. Some more package containers ready to unpack. Yeah, we could do a similar thing, couldn't we? We put the payload opener right here. We had a sweeper sort of thing, just looking through the gap. Maybe you could sneak those payloads indoors through a hole in the wall. I'm not sure. Probably not, actually. That doesn't sound very likely. So let's go. Actually, well, we've got the water in. So let's get the No, if I put that in, that gets really hot before we get the cooling loop ready. That'd be bad. So this cooling loop has got to come out of the tank. And it's got to basically drop straight down here, come along here, come along there. So we need 2 plumbing liquid bridges. A nice high priority. They get done first. Come and do these first, please, would you? You can do it while I'm watching. I need to, because I don't want to confuse the flow. It will start going backwards on itself. It wouldn't be too bad. It is a technique you can use to make packages pile up. So instead of coming through, see they're coming out twice as thick, but you know there's a gap between each, which is sometimes actually desirable. There you go. Perfect. I think we need that one there. Awesome sauce. That is lovely. I like this. We got to sort out all these outputs for the conveyor chutes and make an area. Just one little area which we will run our cooling loop through. All our material will be stored there and cooled. It probably would be better off somewhere up here so that we can actually end up sending it home, all this iron that we're making. And if we can automate it, that would be wonderful. No duplicate interaction, and you could just have iron being sent home all by itself. Just like we did with the ISO resin. I was going to put one of those things in already here, but if that starts to overheat this petroleum, we'll just have a big cloud of sour gas out here. Stealing that one, stealing that one, stealing that one. That is set pretty high, but she doesn't like doing storing jobs. Operating and supplying. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Is that going down? Yes, down another minus 0.2, I think. That was on my 5.4 before. No, it's on minus 5.2. So yeah, liquid down all power. We need to set the power up as well. So we do need to dig in here a little bit more. There. Yeah. I was trying to leave some of this abyssalite in place, but yeah, never mind. And this steel wire basically go like that. There we go. Actually, that can be 7. The liquid pipe I want to be higher. Priority. Do that liquid pipe, would you? Yeah, there we go. And we will extend it down here and around when we've done that section, but for now, I'm going to go straight across. Actually, we'll go straight across here and join into there. There we go. Job done. That's the first stage of the cooling loop, but we're putting a tank in so that we can fill it up with quite a bit more extra. Go back to Lavini and see just how much liquid is in here now. Super coolant. Yeah, there's a lot. We're going to go back over to our tank, and for now, we're going to snip it. Come on, let me snip. Oh, save game. Save game. Come on, come on. Once the save is finished, we'll snip that pipe. There we go. It can only send whatever's in there now. Dig that out, please. And then we want to mop that up there, please. And then I want to come across here and I want to set this to nuclear waste. And Liquid phosphorus. Now, if I set a mop order on that there, should get done, and then this should get done as well. You only need a tiny bit of phosphorus lying around. Phosphorite, and it's got such a low melting point. Refined phosphorus solid. And it turns to a liquid at 44 degrees. So yes, it's so low. That's all you. When are you going to do that one? Yeah, make that a higher priority. They might be able to grab this and pour it into space before it decides to sogify itself again. Yeah, look at this. This one's 300 degrees now. This is ridiculous. Okay. We're going to lose some red bolts here, but I'm not bothered. We're going to do that. Radiation decay is going to be a thing. Well, that one was nearly ready to shoot. Look at that. Okay. I'm just going to let it die off. Actually, power-wise, didn't we do it by connecting that? Right. And then I can't do that one without doing that one. That's why I don't like doing this power this way. We could snip the power off to the top one. Nah, sod it. I'm not bothered. I ain't bothered. Am I bothered? Does this face look bothered? Right, I'm going to allow them in. But the minute they destroy this, it's going to hit that and that's going to turn to steam straight away. So I want to do that one. Deconstruct. That one. Now, if it's got rad bolts in it, does that mean you make nuclear waste when you destroy it? I hope not. And do this bottom one as well. Should be able to get in there. It's on a very high priority, but as soon as they do, I want this door shut. Because this room's going to just turn into steam. That bit of sedimentary is going to be really hot. Come on. Shut door, please. Right, so I'm going to lock you in. Don't go in there. Fuck you. Out. Out. Go away. Yeah, sort of. What are they talking about? Food thingies. Put one. Come on. One goes there like that. One goes there like that. That Radbolt reflector gets deconstructed. That Radbolt reflector gets deconstructed. You get to rebuild it all out of the same material, but it will. And that didn't flash to the gas, did it? No, it didn't. Okay, fair enough. I thought that was going to be an instant outpouring of gas because this bit of sedimentary is so hot. Can you not leave, Ruby? You go to there. I know you're hungry, but I don't care because I'm just that way inclined. Now, can you build that as well? That should all be the same material reused. That's lovely. Now that needs to be swept out of here, please. And you may leave. Goodbye. I know you won't take it with you because you want to get a lunch, don't you? Right, now we have to configure these things. You can point that way. So can you, and so can you. I have to do a little bit more jiggery-pokery with the wires. That top bit of wire can go. That's not necessary. That bottom bit of wire can go. And that wire can be replaced along there like that. I don't particularly like it like that because I like the ability to be able to turn them off individually. I mean, we could do that. No reason why we couldn't go along the top with a bit. Nah, sod it. Don't bother. Don't bother. Now, liquid pipage wise, we don't need it to do this weird malarkey anymore. So we can literally cut that there and connect it along the bottom. Good. Go, go, go. And it'll, no, you first. No, you. No, you. You first. You go first. Like an Englishman in a queue. Oh. Deconstruct liquid pipes. There we go. Prioritize that, please. Get your booty on. Now that goes directly upwards. That goes through the wall. That goes up at an angle into there. Excellent. And everything is now in a liquid, so it'll all be cool. Why we didn't do that in the first place, I will never know. Yeah, get rid of all that crap. We'll do a bit of sweepage. Sweepage. Are you going to build that? No, you're not. Alright, we'll sweep it all up then. Right, excellent. Did we move any of this? No. I think I want one mop there, and otherwise they'll get permanently mopping. Back to our piping system. Don't think it's chucked anything out yet, has it? No, it may have got close. It may have chucked one batch out. I think we've got steel dropping in from the heavens. We have. She's been putting cases in there. Excellent. There's another one coming. In a dog food. That's what it looks like to me. Rocket powered dog food. Okay. Well, that's working okay. That's how I wanted it to be. So. %, done. This is the return pipe, right? This goes around there, around there, around. So what I want it to do, have a direction. So this goes this way. I want to put a plumbing. Good to put directions on it sometimes. You don't forget which way you're going. Good to have a direction. Nobody wants to forget which way they're going, do they? And that will be that way, obviously. There we go. And it's also useful for adding things to the system sometimes. That would be facing that way, would it not? Yes. And when it comes down to here, it would be facing this way. And then it would be facing upwards. That's there. That's good. And that little dot there. Not the bridge, just the dot. That can be got rid of. There we go. Beautiful. Tastes like old boots. Right, there we go. Deconstruct those three there. And prioritise all of this. It's got to be prioritised. Hey, there's our little pufflet. Hello, baby pufflet. Aw, ain't you so cute? Right. Good. How are we doing here? I think we got some of this done. Yeah, we did. Bit more granny. We could get there if we want. We might need that. Let's get that dug as well. Now what's wrong here? Insufficient igneous rock. How did that get changed to igneous rock then? And everything else is granny. I must have copied a pipe or something. Yeah, I must have done. Everything should be granny around here. Right, there we go. That'll do nicely. When she wakes up, she can do that. Okay, and I want to go back to... I want to check the star map. Cool. That was hard work. Star map was frozen. Anything coming? Anything in space anywhere? Nope. Doesn't appear to be. There's nothing on its way to Grosselin. That seems very odd, doesn't it? Let's check everything's working. There's some food in here. There is some bog jelly there. Let's make sure the food situation is growing properly. Oh yes, I wanted another sweetle down here. Sweet'll wrangle you up. Oh, god dash it, it's another save game. Well, they never end. We hope not, because when the save game ends, when we have no more save games at all, that means we've finished. There is. We want to continue. But I do think I will pop into the settings and just change that maybe to 2 days. Maybe push my luck a little teeny tiny bit. I got a feeling I knew what caused the problem last time. Is I think I ran it at full speed, which is very unusual for me. So if I go into, where is it? Options, game, and then change it to every 2 cycles. Done. Resume. And then we want that guy there wrangled up. And maybe this guy here wrangled up. Maybe Fred the Flintstone there, he can be wrangled up as well. There we go. So, you're so desperate for work, look, they're jumping in. Insufficient phosphorite. Oh. We don't have any phosphorite. I think that might be right at the top, phosphorite. Errands, no pending deliveries. We seem to have run out. Ooh, yeah. I was going to extend this over here, wasn't I? So that we could get another bee's nest going. So if we dig, say, we will have to dig through a certain amount of uranium, but if we dig across there, all the way down to there, stick ourselves a door in at some point in time. Yeah, maybe just place the door. That looking just there, I think. Yep, that'll go there. Back to Lavini. Now this is going. We got any power? Oh, we haven't started it yet. That's why. Everything's swept out. Everything's all done, isn't it? I think probably. Maybe. I think we ought to lock that in case they tried to come and feed the radiation. There's a bit of depleted there. We could sweep that out. We can have a second chest there, which is in the range of that. Yeah, good. Uh-oh, my monitor's decided to turn off. No, don't turn off. Right, good. Yeah, we put that there. We can put depleted in there. Have that one for our uraniums. Not the most efficient way, but it's fun. So what have you got inside there now? You've got 20 kilos left of the steel and then the supercoolant. Yeah, it's basically doing it in a first come first serve order. So whatever was in there is getting done first. Yeah, no, that seems legit. And then let's go click on there. Solid nuclear waste. No. Not that, is it? It's refined metal. Okay. The sweeper can put it in there. Oh, there we go. Thank you very much, sweeper. Do your job, do your job. Awesome. Spaghetti sauce. Excellent. Back to frigita. See what's going on here. This seems to be running nicely. It's not overheating. It's getting warm, but it's not overheating. We must have chucked some materials out by now. I see iron out here. And what's this down? Minus 4.6. I think this will get a bit better when that pressure builds up, but we might need to let some of that out. There's a lot of water there. Yeah, way too much for what we need. That should be 10 wide, because that's 10 wide, so that would be yeah, enough to put 1,000 kilos in 2 rows. Yeah, that's a lot. What have we got? 50 kilos. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. We'll remember that for next time and try and put a better amount in. Or we could sweep some of it out. Yeah, we could sweep some of it out. We could allow it to sweep some of it out, couldn't we? We could go to this and we could go... well, we'll have to wait until that is ready to drop. Yeah. What we'll do is we'll turn it off. We'll let it drop everything there. There's a bunch of hot iron there. That's fine, because when we see this as swept out, well, it's dropped out of the system once it's cooled down enough. Normally speaking, it won't be adding more iron for this stack while it's erupting, you know? Normally speaking, you try and set it up like this so that it sweeps out all of the material that's in here before it goes, you know. We were catching up on all the iron that was in here. This is actually, you know, 9 tons there and 2 kilos there, and then whatever was in this thing is dumped here now, dropped out. So yeah, we'll let that sweep up and we'll try and sweep some of this ice out because there's way too much in here. I know that the quickest way is to use this door, isn't it, really? How are we doing? Let's add some liquid like radiant pipe spots. We're gonna put one for that, these, and then one for each of these. I'll just double check. I think I did that wrong. Yeah, let's do that a bit neater. Is that right? Yeah, because that's over the other side, isn't it? Yeah. Oh crap, that doesn't look right. That's not right, that's why. What are you doing? That's got to be... Make sure he's doing this right. That's alright? Yes, that's correct. Yeah, that's what I wanted. And then one there, maybe one there as well. Yeah. Seems legit, doesn't it? I don't like the pipe turning right there on the point where it'll have a battery. I like it to go cross past it. I think it looks much better. We'll probably extend this out by one and rearrange this bit. I'll probably bring it across here, down, through those up, and then back through this way. Yeah, probably. If we wanted to, that bit could even be more batteries. No reason why not. And doing this also will give us the other benefit of having some extra bits of the granite back, so we'll have some granite back to play with. We'll do that. Oh, we've also got to do 2 here. All we're missing is the liquid. All we need. I don't see anything flying from Lavini yet. Nope, it's still dead empty. I want to see whether all 4 of these firing at the same time is actually getting wasted rad bolts. Hoping not. Is it getting wasted rad bolts? We will see. Because that should be 200 rad bolts for all of those. Come on, come on, come on. And they all now point to the right. There we go. Boom. Boom. In. Oh, and that's got enough to fire, has it? Oh, it did. That was nice. Actually sent some supercoolant out. Oh, it's going to clean itself. So it's costing 50 rad bolts. Oh, 53 point... 4 whatever, blah, 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 blah. Just over 50. Typical just over 50. That means one of these would have been one shot space, but it's not going to be quite that. Plus the distance it's got to travel. Two shots instantly. Excellent. And I think we've got one more about to go. We could increase how much red bolts it saves up before it fires, but I don't see a lot of point. I know it loses red bolts on its journey. There we go. Perfect. Contents 1 red bolts. It's now filling up with more liquid in the cooling loop. Sent all of that. There we go. There's even the tail end of the loop. I think we'll probably need more, but I'm willing to reconnect that and allow it all to feed in. Might as well send it now. It's on the rail. We'll send it. Okay, so I want to go back to Frigita. Oh, save game. No. It's end of night. Actually saving it. That should drop here. We should see that fairly soon. Yep, there's 3 bolts coming out. I haven't seen any food being shot to Grosselin or any ISO resin coming back for a long time, so we ought to pop and check that something hasn't gone a bit wrong. A bit awkward. That is still running power out here. That is absolutely amazing. I'm shocked. Right, so we do need to add this water, this what do you call it? When it comes out of the system, it needs to come in through here. And I'm just going to send it down like that for now. Those need to be built, please. So, as long as we don't send any petrol, we should get the liquid automatically added to the loop. This is set to above the maximum temperature it goes, so it will, no, it should be, yeah, so it should never fire, and it'll just flow through here and land up in the tank. And I want to be able to see whether or not that is enough to flow around what we've got. We'll probably have to send a bit more, I think. Oh, there's one. That might be, oh, it's a bit of steel and some super coolant. So, priority 9. Choose a blueprint. A bit of glass, never hurt anybody. We'll have that. Thank you very much. Talking of glass, let's pop over and see whether or not this system has already been replaced. Yeah, I want to replace that tile there. That one there, please, if you don't mind, officially. And we have, the food is gone from there. So is it fired off into space? It must have been, because it's gone. Not in there. There's some more food coming through now. But it's definitely working. Okay. We just never caught it in space. There we go. There's a piece of food. Ah, there we go. I was just wondering why I hadn't seen it. And bog jelly. There we go. So if we check on Grosselin just to make sure everything is hunky-dory. There's a load of dust caps that are about to self-harvest. We're down pretty low on slime though. Although there is another patch of slime in here that we didn't dig out before we left. So we might come back and do that. Our little room is filling up with a nice amount of oxalite just from these guys growing in here. And there's 2 in this one now because I had a baby. Cracked an egg. It's not in range of the sweeper, so which is a shame. So any oxalite dropped in this corner doesn't do anything. It gets swept up. But this is filling up because this is dormant for the next 30 odd cycles. I think we do need to increase this to say 50. when it runs, it runs a little bit more than it was because it needs to catch back up. Let's do what it missed while it was dormant. If we increase it to 50, it should have a bit of a better chance of doing such things. What's the red? Oh, overpressure. We do have to come back. We need a liquid in here. Yeah, we do. Ah, there you go. We do need to come back then. We need to drop a liquid and get in here somehow. We've got a liquid lock here. We could potentially sort of make another way in here, down a ladder. Down a ladder maybe here. Yeah, that would be good. We could make that 3 thick. That's fine. Come down here and then come into this room. And then add another liquid to this. We could use a bit of naphtha. I think we've got naphtha lying around somewhere that we could use. We might even have some... Yeah, I don't think... Oh, hang on. Hang on. The phosphorus melted again. Now it's running again. That's weird. It must have cooled down too much. Maybe that's dormant. Ah, there you go. That's what it is. As soon as that becomes active, and the heat from this melts the phosphorus, and then it works again. That's funny. That means this can now run again. There we go. Look, it was backed up in the pipe. Maybe it was because we haven't been over here to look for so long. It hadn't actually loaded or something. You know, like in Minecraft when you don't load a chunk. We've got supercoolant in the system. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah. Is there any other supercoolant in the system? No, just this patch here. That's awesome. Oh yeah, I love it. What's that? 200 kilos in one bottle? Ah, that's so good. Look at it go. Oh yeah. So the supercoolant is going to absorb a bit of heat because I'm not running this until I'm ready. It is going to come into this steam room for a little bit just to have its temperature checked before it goes through the so it's not the best. I'd prefer to test its temperature outside before it goes in the room, but then you've got like an extra tiles gap. And if you use a bridge to remove that extra tiles gap, then you basically bridges are brilliant at moving heat. So, you know, you want all your heat from inside your room to be pitched. What's wrong with you? Temperature too low. Temperature too low. Suppress that then. Oh, that one disappeared when I clicked that one. I think the temperature just went high enough. Right, so let's get rid of a bit of this ice, shall we? Liquefiable, yeah. Get rid of some of that ice for me. Right, just... What's in there? 1,000 kilos. Yep. Get rid of that ice. It might melt on the rail before it gets a chance to leave. But with it being ice, I'm hoping it will automatically be cool enough to leave straight away. Just one flow through the system. How much steam pressure have we got in here? Yeah, it's dropping off the rail. Look, it's disappearing. We're actually encouraging it to turn to steam pressure in here. Oh, that's an interesting way of doing it. It's melting off the rails. There's nothing on the rail. It's melting. Oh, okay. That's one way of making it melt. Not my intention, but yeah, okay. I think we need to actually turn that off because that's actually not having the effect I wanted. It's making it melt though. Actually, yeah, leave it on. Leave it on liquefiable. Let it melt. If it over pressurizes, we'll let some of the water out. We'll have to dig this tile at an angle like we did before and then open the door and let the water out. As long as there's a blob of water here, you won't let any gases in. As long as you've got water here dripping out, no gas can get in. That's a vacuum now, so we better stop. Otherwise things will overheat. There we go. It's going to get some steam in it now. Steam pressure. Come on, look at it go. Yeah, there's some steam. Oh, look at that. There's a nice cloud of steam. Yes, that's working better. Excellent. Rail content's empty. Well, what are they there for then? Muppet. There we go. Look at that. Steam contents. Excellent. What's this? Well, we got rid of quite a lot of it. Must admit. Right, you can go back to your refined metal now. Carry on. Carry on as you were. Thank you very much for your help. How are we doing for supercoolant? We need another bottle putting in, please. Oh, she's gone to bed. There's 200 kilos of supercoolant, another 200 there. I think that is way plenty for what we need. One bottle is doing like half of the... Actually, we do have to remember that we've got to go all the way down here as well and back up. So, yeah, and it will get stored in the tank. Whatever's not in the line will be stored in this tank, ready for us to expand it. Well, I thought there was a spider on my wall then. It's a moth. A moth. M-O-F. Moth. I will be right back in one momento. I am back. Thank you for your patience. I would have been a doctor, but I didn't have the patience. Right. We need another flow. Oh, it's flowing. Look, there's a second batch. Coolant added to the system. Oh, yeah. I won't start it cooling until we've filled the loop at least. Then it can start cooling. Excellent. I'm sorry. Uh-oh. Why is it a standstill? Low. Ah, so keep flowing, keep flowing. Right, good. So that means add to the tank, we're going to need to pause the flow. Oh, okay. I want to make sure there's enough to fill the loop first. Then we'll just snip it so it fills the tank up. Because I added this onto the bridge. It was blocking the flow. which isn't the best. There you go. That's all that was left anyway. Now it can flow again. Any more in here? No. Let's go back to Lavini. You've fired out the last bit of supercoolant? No, there's still a bit left. And this one's about to shoot. It's got 47 red bolts. And this one has got 37, it's a bit less. Because that's quite far away, so it doesn't get as many. 63 a cycle, that's 68, 73 and 74. Boom. That was another batch of supercoolant. Wasn't that finished yet? Last bit of the steel coming over. Right, let's check this is full. No, it's not. It's not full. It is far from full. We need a lot more then. Okay. Right, let's go back to Lavini. Send some more then. Boom. You can fill up your pipe again. Excellent. Well, the loop is cooling down that and it's coming back at 23 degrees. That's fine. Not even having a chance to get warm now. That's much better. There's a lot of steel to go. We're only going to get one more bottle of supercoolant and then it's got to do like 5 shots of steel before it gets back to the supercoolant again. That's not bad. I don't mind. Oh dear. Choking on a crisp. Another. Yeah, let's put those in at a 6, please. That's more important. I'd rather you emptied that. Yeah, do that. That's a 2. Did we run a liquid pipe down there? Yeah, we did. So, I prioritise that all down to a 4, please. I want you to do that. Please do this. This is much more. Well, build your battery and then do it, please. One more bottle needs to be done. Oh, she doesn't like doing that. Go do it. Go do it. Go on, go on, go on. Yeah, get the other one as well. While you're there, might as well take 2. Boom! Here comes another one. What's in there? Supercoolant. Yeah, supercoolant's just coming around the hatch there. So it might block the flow for a minute, but that's fine. It won't pick up too much heat. That was 2 containers, and I think one of them contains a bit of steel, so that'll just stop moving. It's only because I've attached it there. If I'd attached it like to the pipe flow, it would still keep flowing, just go like making it in turns. There we go. I think that should be at least enough to fill the tube. Want to see that is. No, that's stopping. That's not quite enough to fill the tank. Ah, well. One more. That should be enough. Fill that. Oh, yeah. That'll be lovely. I want the excess to go in this tank. So we may have to make a pipe going from there to this tank. Away from this. Otherwise it's not going to work. Or we could just do it like I said. Do it like that instead, so we can join it after the bridge. What's that? Is that supercoolant as well? Oh, that's a supercoolant mostly and a bit of steel. That's okay. I'm good with that. We build this bit of pipe. So instead of joining it in underneath, we're joining in at the top. And it should just add to the thing. And keep flowing. But it won't fill up that, will it? No, we need it to fill that up. We don't have that much space. I think one more is very definitely going to do it. What I'm going to do, snip it off here. We're going to allow it to fill the tank. There we go. That will now fill up with supercoolant. While we're doing that, we will suppress the annoying symbols on these. Beautiful. There you go, you can build that as well when you wake up. We've ended up with 3 here, so they must have laid an egg, because I'm sure there was only 2. How are we doing here? Still getting quite a lot of temperature coming out. 110 kilos of steam. Ow. What's it saying? Steam temperature too low. Oh, okay. Well, that's very odd, I think. Isn't it? Is that odd? I think that's odd. That should be enough temperature. It's 170 degrees. That tells me that steam pressure is too high. 110 kilos of steam pressure is too much. Because that should be hot enough to run the turbine. That really should be. There's 20 kilos on each one of these, over like some of it's 400 degrees, some of it's 100, yeah. But it's still over the temperature that a turbine can run to. Should be something. Should be running a bit. Means we probably need all of this bit of pipage here. Yeah, I think we'll come over to the ladder there. I'll let that fill up there. I just want you to do this, Ellie. I know you're not a big fan, but hey, when you finish whatever it is you're doing, you just come and stick those 2 in there for me. Before some more steel turns up, can you do that instead? Take that one, take the other one as well, would you? No? No. Well, okay, whatever. We'll have a bit more super coolant in the tank. Thank you very much. Another one comes. Oh, look at that. Excellent. Oh, that's so satisfying. Right, what I might do here, because we don't have this full of water, if this steam pressure gets too high, if the vent gets blocked and it can't run, then we won't be able to get any of the water out. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to detour this. I originally put it in that way because I thought it looked neater. We're going to detour that, and what we can do, add another vent. Okay. And this gets hot enough to start running turbines. That is number one job. Yep, you should go and do that now. So now 50% of our water will be dripped out here. It is hot, it's 95 degrees. At least it should slowly lower this steam pressure down, because we do have this ice here to get rid of, and that is gonna... If that all turns to steam, it will block this. It will block the volcano from being able to erupt, for starters. And if we let all that hot steam out, it'll start melting our batteries. Be a pain in the butt. Don't want it to do that. We can do that, actually. Are we doing it? No. Don't do it like that. Rather do it along the up and down. More finicky. There you go. You can build all that. That's should be iron, so no reason why you can't build it. Oh, there's another 2 that needs suppressing. Can do that. What's the pressure like in here now? Still very high. Yeah, it's down to 100 and something though. Just over 100. What's this one like? That one's pretty high. Yeah, that's pretty high. I think we're good. Nip that off. For now. Because I know this is gonna melt eventually. When it does, it's gonna explode with water. I mean, we could. If we're catching up with this, which we are, we could potentially put liquefiable back on here. Yeah, let's try it. We drop that for now. The liquefiables on there, we can force it to melt on the rails. And that should give us a situation. Or at least we know how much pressure we're going to get. There we go. Now, did you put another one in yet? What's in this one? That's just plain steel. I think we can actually activate this. It's actually going. Right, and I want it to say if it's below, if it's above, what should we say, 35? That's not right, look at that, what's that? For now it'll be if it's above 35 degrees you can run. We'll see what it's like when it gets round here. Coming out at 34 degrees. By the time it's been cooling down all these turbines and batteries and stuff. Yeah, I prefer it came from these and then did these and then went round the batteries. We might have to mess around with that a little bit. Yeah, let's snip that off. Let's see how this works. We've got iron on it. I thought that was set to liquefiable, so it is. The ice sitting in there isn't doing much. Oh, it is temperature-wise because there's a lot less mass. So it is actually warming up. So that might actually suddenly add a load of water to the system. If it sits in there for too long. Because this is such a huge amount of mass. Like there's 15 tons of it there. How far's our coolant made it? Made it round there. If anything, it's cooled down. After leaving this tank. 34 degrees there. It's 30 degrees now. After running through the hot stuff, it's cooled down. That makes loads of sense, doesn't it? How's that temperature of that ice there? Minus 1.3. Yeah, I don't think our loop is actually going to add any heat to this room, because that's probably not going to gain enough heat on its way around. So I'm going to snip that off there now and just attach that into there and into there. And because this is an output, it won't go that way, so that will join the pipe. If it was added into the for the bridge, then it takes full control over the pipe. Hopefully we have enough in there to fill that up. There's a little bit left. 130 kilos, that should be enough just to complete this bit to here. Yep, that's enough. So far, we'll obviously need more added to the system to come down here and do this. That's fine. We can either keep adding each other this and just making it go a little slower while it adds extra to the system, or we can run a pipe down to our reservoir. Might actually be tempted to get rid of this. Give her the skills to get rid of that, and then we can put our reservoir there and drop this ladder down. Be a bit more convenient, then we can put our fireman's pole and things in to give us faster access around the place. That would be a bit neater. Oh, and also I want to put ventilation. I would like a high pressure vent right there, please. That should be powered. Yeah, it is. The doors are powered, and it's powered from the same one that's powering the doors. Fine. So at this point, I think we can stick one of these things back in. At least one for now. We'll set it to slow heating, igneous. Yeah, why not? Think that bit upwards. We'll put it in the middle. When she builds that, we've got to make sure we point it in the right direction. I still think they should allow you to set the directions of things while they are in the sort of blueprint mode. Because that way you can set how you want it to go without having to wait around for it to be built. Oops, I'm dropping things on the floor. There that went. There you go. The last game save session. It is now 4 AM here. So I believe we'll be winding it up now. Fine. We can expand our battery bank and have another row. Next time. We got our loop in. We filled it up with supercoolant. We've sent some, well, it's steel at the moment. I don't want more steel, I want more supercoolant. Oh, look what's happening. Getting a lot of water in here now. Yeah, let's turn that off. The rails are empty. Just making it melt quicker, that's all that's happening. A lot of water in here, look at that. Yeah, well, I suppose you can carry on. Your fireballs. Once we see that there's no steam in the room, we'll have to turn it off. It will absorb all the steam pressure, cool it down to make it condense. Yeah, see, they're ending up empty as soon as they're pretty much coming out into the steam. Because there's only 20 kilos, they're warming up very quickly. That should mean that our steam pressure will very much drop. There we go. Come on, let me click it. Turn that off. There we go. Back to a vacuum. When are your next next dormancy? 5.6 cycles. Ugh, I wanted to get this running by then. We might get a little bit out of it. If I set it back to iron, find metal, maybe if it picks up some hot find metal and runs that around the room, I might make some steam in here. Reckon? Maybe. That should stop moving once it's filled the line. I won't keep gaining temperature. I don't want it needing to be repaired. That would be bad. There we go. It's starting to feed back through here now, so block that. Once that's filled, the sweeper will stop. There we go. Now it should stop. Ooh, I see the aqua tuner kicking in. This is coming back at 41 degrees. Oh, that means this thing is active. We need to send the eye to the right. And that is deliberately too ahead of that, so you can walk underneath without fear of getting shot in the head. Now, I think glass might be useful here. I would put the fried mushrooms in with the tree. I think it might be handy to have the glass here. These may need repair at some point. Having an extra bit of glass will be handy when the time comes. We're on charging 10%. We need this baby to run. What's the temperature here then? Is this alright? 31 it's coming back at. Yeah, that's pretty good. It took the initial bit of temperature out of it, I think. Fine. So how are we doing here? A lot of heat in this iron. It's not really triggering these guys, is it? Press U and suppress. We've still got the temperature, the wolframite in there. 1, 2, 3. That is 4 high. It's not running as well as this one. Like permanent steam, and it'll just wait until it erupts again. There's a lot of water though, I think. That's probably the problem. Ah, we might get another couple of eruptions out of this thing. We're lucky. Should actually turn this place to steam before it goes dormant. In 5.3 cycles. Don't want this to overheat. Please don't overheat. I want to see some steam in this room. That would be better. Come on, I want to see some steam. Picking up 80 kilo packets, so that should block itself. There we go, that's blocked itself now. And that's all with very hot material. As that hot material runs through the water at the bottom, it should be dropping a lot of temperature into it. I hope it doesn't melt the railing. And also the aqua tuners are adding the odd bit of temperature as well, so that should be useful. Come on. I think that block of ice is really messing things up. Yeah, I think it is. Overpressure. Oh no, it just flashed up overpressure, but it's running now. Come on, make some steam. You want a bit of steam in this room. There we go. There's a bit of steam. Excellent job. Wow, that took a while, didn't it? Keep making steam. Build it up. Pressure it up. Oh, it's not doing steam where the aqua tuner is. That's interesting. There you go. That was enough. Now it's gone. There we go. Beautiful. Let's see what the pressure is like. Ah, it's dropping. Steam pressure is dropping. I think we might come in here and remove this tile, get rid of some of this water. Not too much of it, just enough. If that ice was one tile further over, I think we might be able to reach it with the sweeper. The sweeper there, 1, 2, 3, 4. It could only reach to there. If we put the sweeper right here and remove that block, we wouldn't be able to stop the water from flowing out. Interesting. Unless we wait for it to become... Ah, here we go. How's our battery situation looking? Yeah, it's not too bad. Run some pipage along there, would you? I'd like to move that out there. No. That one. That one, please. Blob there, blob there. Oh, out by one there. And that can come out by one. That would have to go there, wouldn't it? And then that would have to go there. Then that could go up that way. Excellent. Beautiful. Then this will come in around here. No, that's wrong, isn't it? To refigure that out. We got a little bit in here. Supercoolant. Our thing is full. We got, what, 900 left in there. We could lower that temperature if we wanted to. That'd make a bit of steam pressure in this room. What's our, 57.4 kilos of steam pressure. Not as high as the other one. Supercoolant! Yay! Right, let's go back to Lavini. We'll cut that pipe. I don't want any more. That's all you're getting. It's probably got a lot in there, hasn't it? Yeah, it has. Right, so what we might do... That's all going to get sent over. Don't necessarily want it all in here. So I might add... down here underneath. Let's do it underneath. We do 2 tiles there. We can put a liquid reservoir in. We can run a pipe down from there into it. Then it's our choice where we send it, when we send it, and what we do with it. So we can add it at our own leisure. So you can just empty them into it. We won't send enough to fill a tank, so that's fine. That's 5 tons in there. Crikey. So if I add to this liquefiable, but I don't remove the other one, will it sweep that because it's the closest thing to the sweepers when there's a space? I have to wait until there's a space before I guess we'll find out. But all that water is now evaporated. Is now... That's disconnected, right. There's 182 kilos of steam pressure. That's a lot. That might be too much for the volcano, Let's do that. Hopefully that can it might be too much for the volcano to erupt because it's over 150. I think we're going to make this 25. But that puts some more heat in the room. Yeah, keep going. Is that ice melting? That might be ice on the rail. I don't know. I think 20 tons of ice was too much. I don't want to block this from erupting. Steam pressure is going up to ridiculous levels. Yeah, let's take the liquefiables off of there. Don't do that anymore. Just run the iron. We need these to kick in so that there's so much steam pressure there now that it's got a lot of work to do to bring the temperature up. Might be a case of letting an accidental steam burst out. Whoops, what a shame. Just an accidental burst of steam. Is that moppable? It is. Yeah, because we can't do it with liquid, but we can do it with steam. But if I do it this side, where the door is, these batteries are made of lead. They're all going to melt. And it won't like it very much. These should be running. These turbines should be running. It's just too much steam. Got to try and heat all of that steam up. There we go. Some of it's melting to water. We've either got to go one way or the other. We either let it warm up or we don't. We let it. What's wrong? Oh. Oh. Okay. One of these is overheating, is it? We've got petrol coming through there. Oh. Actually do that. That means the petrol's refueled itself. Look at that. Petrol's done its job. Excellent. So we do need a cooling loop around here. How are we going to do that? We could use this water. A cooling loop around the base. Got to keep stuff cool somehow. These things too, they get hot. We could take some of our water from here. The brine. Use that as a cooling loop, couldn't we? Some of this gets fed into there and sent next door, but what we could do with it, use it before it goes and gets sent next door, it runs around and cools things down. We could run a pipe. We'll extend it on from here and run it along here. And then we'll decide how we're going to go, because these will be self-cooled because this is very cold anyway. Well, that's 30 degrees. We don't want to cool down the plants. They're already automatically cooled. But we need to cool down these guys. So we'll run a line straight up there. And then I guess we'll deconstruct that. Deconstruct that one. That'll give them something to build while we're not there. Pop back to this. System's running okay. There's a lot more supercoolant than I wanted to send, but never mind. Actually, what I'll do is I'll re-enable supercoolant on here, because we barely made a dent in this pool, look. So we can just put our supercoolant back in the tank again as and when we want to. Double check this. Oh, look at that. We're running all of these full flat out. Yeah, this still seems to be rising. I think it's because I noticed sometimes these go like generator idle just for a brief flash, a second, a millisecond, which means it's not filling up properly. Should be. There's one full pipe going into it. Should be using one full pipe, but it's not. You can see every now and again it does that thing. There we go. Which is not using the right amount. Should be. No reason why it shouldn't be. The steam pressure is still incredibly high here. Otherwise, I think we've just juiced all the power on the base. Yes, we did. Okay, that's not good. Undo that again. Yeah, I think it's because we're running the aqua tuna too hard. Running the aqua tuna so hard it's taking all the power out of the system. There's only that one running and it's not producing any power. That's not much good, is it? Every time they start running, they stop again. You've got no power, have you? Right, so what I want to do then is this one's running fine, but it's this one that's powering this section. Is the one that's running out of power all the time. Yeah. So I think I want to take that off of this one. Run this from this one instead. Not sure if it'll make a big difference, but then that leaves all the power going up here for this system. We can run steel wire down and across. We won't be able to reach this one just yet. We will. We'll get there. Excellent. Bin opener's running, so we're filling up our container with supercoolant. We got our loop running. The loop is down to 20 degrees. That is fine. Have we not got any steel here? We've got loads of steel. There's steel been dropped in. That's just because she went to bed when I put the job order down. Oh yeah, no power. We need to get this one tapped into then. But what I'm thinking is we're going to run this ladder up to not too high because I don't want to disturb this section here. We run the ladder, say to... yeah. Then dig out that spot there. You can definitely get across. Most ideal, but it's... we can drop this ladder right the way down to bedrock. You can tell I used to play Minecraft, can't you? Bedrock. So we need a nice, gentle sort of 120, 110 kilos of steam pressure, same as this one. It seems to work lovely. This one's just way over pressured. And it's not working, is it? Steam is going up in pressure, but it's taking so long. Oh man. So once we've dropped our ladder in down the side there, we might do a little sneaky doorway thing with a switch on it. And just let a huge cloud of steam out. It'll soon condense. It'll make a mess for a little while. But it'll condense. Come on, you know you can do it. I'm leaving that symbol on, not suppressing it, because I need to see. Oh no, I'm hoping this isn't going to overpressure. Oh no, I think it did. I think it's overpressuring, which means it's not generating enough heat to actually kick in these turbines. And if the turbines won't kick in, you know what? I'm just going to do going to do it right here. I'm going to put a door there. And what's the pressure like here? What's the pressure like in there? Yeah. 1,200 grams and 196 kilograms. So I think we could do it. Shall I just do it here? We've already got it set up. Let's just dig that tile out. Make sure that is definitely in lock mode, which it is. That can be changed to an 8. We changed to a do it yesterday. We can always set the sweeper to sweep that out. I know it's going to damage some of this stuff, and I am prepared to take the consequences. That's now full of steam there, look. If I open the doors, let some steam out, close the doors again. Did any steam come out? I don't even know. I don't think it did. Oh well. Well, actually, the temperature is slowly going up, so as long as eventually it gets hot enough to kick the turbines in, we'll chuck all the water out until the temperature really settles down. Yeah. Probably a safer way of doing it. Let's rebuild that tile. This door's just going to get stupendously hot and steal all our temperature. Yeah, let's not do that. I don't want to let all this polluted oxygen in. This door probably got really hot now, did it? Yeah, it did. Deconstruct it before it sets things off. I'll leave the wire and the switch in place in case we want to put that back for some reason, but I think that'll be it. Right, there you go. You can go and do something else now. A mop. Have a mop. What a silly idea. Who's going to mop? Certainly not her. Super coolant. There you go. Take that tile out. Excellent job. Well done, you. Take that tile out there. Now, is that open to space exposure? It is. We need... Put that there. Otherwise, we will lose all our pressure. There we go. Put that in there, please. There you go. That was fast, wasn't it? Yeah, I know you like doing that. Chucking the salt water in there. Should do this mop. Oh dear. We could get that last bit of wire putting in. Doesn't want to do it. Yeah. We've got to wait until we've got some power going, which means I'm going to wait for this to run. What's the temperature coming back at? 21.7 degrees. There you go. Beautiful. Drop this ladder down to here. Right, we've got to figure this bit out now. I don't want this here. That's stupid. It doesn't need to go like that. I will run some steel wire, and I guess what we're going to do is we're going to tab off of this one, aren't we? Yeah, I think so. What I want to do is get that wire made there. So let's dig those there out. That bit there. You can do this wire. Then we'll cut this one off and remove this piece. We'll run the wire down to there. Up and on your perspective. Like that. And then we'll have a conductive bridge. That on there. It'll have to be a bridge for now. But then once we've actually removed this heavy watt wire, we can put a proper cable in. That doesn't need to be a heavy watt wire just there. Hopefully she can get some of this done before she goes to bed. You can get this wire put in place. And if that works successfully, I will snip this cable here. Good. That can now be snipped. And they said they changed it so that if you remove something, it's got like it should drop on the duplicant's side of where it's working. So it won't drop the crumb of whatever the material is into the wrong place, theoretically. Oh, I'm not too sure I believe it. Right, so that should do that section. Now down here, I would like some more rows of batteries, but I'm thinking up the top here would mean a bit of a deviation for all us. How are we going to do it? We could build it right here, a bit like this thing here. You can have a little sort of, not huge, just a little shape. Like that. And then we'll have our shipping chute there. Well, in that case, we can either make it just one wide, or we can make it 3 wide, so that it's in the middle. There we go. And then all of our materials, all the different... oh, some of this is starting to come out now. Excellent. That means... yeah, we'll have to tell it to sweep granite out, because that'll annoy me. We can add granite. I think we've picked up all the iron. No. Behind there. Bit of iron. Yeah, 15.6 kilos. Not as much as I was expecting. And then this baby will go dormant in about 3 cycles, so that won't last for long, will it? What we're going to do is we're going to put all these outputs from all of these up to this. We're going to go up to that or down to that. It just goes straight down there, but I want to keep the middle bit free so I can... and go to there. That's that one done. We recover this piece when it's done. We could potentially actually just snip that off and deconstruct that bit. It will just keep going round and round and round until it's allowed out of the system. That'll be fine. And that one. There we go. That doesn't need to be so high, does it? Now what we're going to need to do is this returning loop is cooling these two down, but instead of doing that, it needs to come up here. Well, it needs to do that. It either needs to come up here and cool and then down, come up here and then round and back. Because we put our tank right there, I think it's probably better. We just come up here. It's already going that direction anyway. And then do that with it. And then we'll put like a iron... it won't do it now because I've already got that one. But yeah, we'll put a little bit there. And we'll put probably just a little bit of our liquid from the liquid loop in it. Just a bit of supercoolant in there. And all of our materials, all the iron will go there. Then we can sort it out at a later date, put a sweeper on it and send it where it's got to go. Got loads of supercoolant coming over, like a few more containers of it. Let's check back on Lavini. Oh, huge. Think. How are you doing? Oh, just in time. That'll be the last bit of supercoolant being fired off into the Doom. Change that to 100. And then change it to Lavini. That'll trigger it into firing. There we go. Otherwise it will just sit there. It won't do it. There's 7 kilos left, so I don't think we can set it to 7, can we? Oh, we can. Clear. Change it back to Frigilia, and it should, when it's got enough red bolts, fire that across. And then once it's got enough red bolts, that will fill up and it'll automatically turn the power off to this section. This one, please. Thank you very much. Yep, that can go. We can that piece. Yeah, I might put a door in or something. I haven't decided. Just to stop it constantly filling, but it appears that when it's powered off, it won't fill it if it's powered off anyway. Quite handy. Oh, wrong place. Although I do like Tostilius. So, can you not reach? Oh yeah, they can't reach the bit. So what I was thinking of is we keep sending automatically when this tank gets low. We send petrol round, right? Right. So we send petroleum round. We could steal some of that. Out of there and into there. Into there, and that one's going to come out and run off there. Okay, fair. Build a few dots there. Pipe. Sort that out. Yeah, we could use petroleum and just build ourselves a turbine somewhere. We've got one. We could stick another turbine right here and just run a petroleum cooling loop. Yeah, actually, that's too far away. We want it around here somewhere. Yeah. Because eventually I hope to open this water geyser, and that comes out at 95 degrees. We bear in mind what we're doing in a... Whoa, that went off. I didn't mean it to go. If we bear that in mind before we get cracking, so... yeah, we're going to... That one. Then do... This one goes into there. And then it gets cut off. How are we doing this? And this one would go into that one. There we go. That should work better. That's how it's supposed to work. What's wrong with the power use? I think we're all right. Yeah, I think we're good. I think it's because that aqua tuner was really juicing the power. A lot of power. What's our steam pressure like? It has gone up by a little bit. If that could erupt, I think it's overpressure. Look, it's not gonna erupt. Damn it! Oh man! Crap! How can we force it to erupt? Yeah, it's not going to erupt now, so we're going to have to make this cooling loop colder. If I set that, it's going to use our power. If I set that to 20 degrees, that'll trigger that to run. It'll add a bit more temperature, which might be enough to push this over the edge. Yeah, it might be. It might not, though. We'll see. There's too much pressure. Now we could just open it and let a big cloud of steam out. I might do that still, who knows? We can just drive the temperature up to enough to trigger these. They'll start removing it, then the temperature will be driven up again. Yeah, the iron on here isn't helping because it's not able to be evicted because it's not hot enough. Now it can. That means it can put more hotter iron back in the system. Help. I thought she was going to bust one of those. I want them to knock out the iron. That's not. It's too cold. Yeah, 120. Yeah, I think we're screwed. That's never going to work now. Time to sweep out the ice. Run out of iron now. I don't think that's ever going to erupt. Well, we got a couple of choices. We could make a little room and put a liquid lock on it and everything, blah, 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 you know, and then come in through a vacuum room, open the door, open, say, a couple of tiles, let the steam spread into that room and then brick it back up. That's one way of doing it. By shifting this ice, we're just going to make it melt and make the pressure even higher. We're going to have to deal with it before it erupts again, but it's going to be dormant for a while anyway, so I'm not too fussed. Not too fussed at all. But that is 3 hours. My voice has gone croaky. Let's sweep that bit there out. Needs to get rid of that. Yeah, I think she's coming to do some destructionisms. We can link that now to its final home. Well, where it's going to go until we send it to space. Can go as well. Easy. Now we're going to add that one to there. This one to it as well. That will be for next session. I thank you very much for watching. And if you're watching this on YouTube later on, feel free to drop a like and subscribe if you can. That'd really help. And if you're watching this on VODs later on, hi, hopefully you can join me live next time. All remains for me to say is a thank you very much for joining me. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Cheers.